All right, well, good evening, and thank you for joining us for the 27th Annual Deans and Directors Lecture sponsored by the School of Library and Information Science. I'm Sam Hastings, I'm director of the school, and I'm delighted to see you all here. Okay, so tonight the plan is that we're going to induct our new Beta Phi Mu inductees, and Dr. Susan Rathman-Grubb is going to do that. She is the chapter chair. We're going to celebrate a special Lissa Secret Award. And then all of the award winners will have their chance to get their pictures took, mainly, and get a plaque. Everybody gets a plaque. This is a good thing. We're proud of all of them. And then Laura Litward from the Archival Student Guild will welcome my dear friend Michelle Clunan for what promises to be the best of lectures. So let the goodies begin. We're going to give out some awards. Yay!
It is my honor and privilege first to invite the officers of the Beta Omega chapter of Beta Phi Mu, who I will individually recognize for their service. By the way, they are all members, initiates of Beta Phi Mu, and are working professionals in library and information science, and are wonderful leaders in our community. Our president is Kristen Nebeski-Lawson. Our vice president is Crystal Johnson. Our secretary is Denise Lyons. And our treasurer is Jenny Dilworth. And I'll turn it over to Kristen, who will begin the ceremony.
Hello. At this time, I'd like to ask the 2012 Beta Phi Mu initiates to rise. Denise.
The initiates have been declared eligible for membership in Beta Phi Mu by virtue of their superior scholastic records, their character, and their professional promise. They have been recommended by the University of South Carolina School of Information and Library Science for this recognition. You may be seated.
Know that in your leadership activities, in your service activities, if it doesn't go right the first time, that's fine. Learn from that mistake and make it work again. And that's one of all the things I've done in leadership roles over the years. That's the one thing that I've learned. I hated it. Well, I hated it when I failed in front of folks, but I learned, and that's a great thing. And I want you to remember service is another major part of being in Beta Phi Mu, leadership and service. I want you to go out there. I want you to provide service to your profession, help when you can. I want you to provide service to your community. I want you to provide service to your church of worship. I want you to your neighborhood. I want you to be the first to volunteer to do something. And that's going to help you build character in yourself, and you're going to be a better Beta Phi Mu. So I don't have to get your name and follow up in 3 years and make sure you don't do it. And whatever you do, just don't sit at home and wonder, what if I do it or don't do it? You got it? All right, you're listening, aren't you? No one ever listens to commencement type speeches, you know? You're listening. Okay, good. Thank you.
I now ask you to signify your acceptance of these ideals by stepping forward as Denise calls your name to receive your membership pin and certificate.
Brianne Baxley.
Brianne has a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology from Charleston Southern and is currently working in Spartanburg at the Middle Tiger Branch Library as a teen assistant.
Leslie Burnshouse in absentia.
Leslie is currently working at Central Carolina Technical College. Unfortunately, isn't with us this evening.
Andrea Sue Bolts.
Andrea has a Bachelor of Arts from Converse College, and she was a Golden Key International Honor Society member.
Ruth Castillo.
Ruth received a BS in psychology from Virginia Tech and is currently a reference and instruction librarian at Charleston Southern University.
Skylar Gemmer, in absentia.
Skylar has a BA in history from Hollins University, and one day she wants to start and run a public library for children.
Heather Gilbert, in absentia.
Heather has a BA in English from Loyola University and is currently the project coordinator for the Low Country Digital Library at the College of Charleston.
Sarah Goff.
Sarah has a mass communications degree and an English degree from the Virginia Commonwealth University. She was the 2011 Distinguished Student Award recipient here and currently works at RCPL. She works for Literacy 2030 and the South Carolina Center for Children's Books and Literacy. Very busy, and ultimately would like to work as a children's librarian at a public library.
Jennifer Golden.
Jennifer has a BA in English from Augustana College and was the LISA vice president. She also was the Lexington County Employee of the Quarter nominee. She's working right now for AmeriCorps is it in Ohio that you're working? In Columbus, Ohio. And it was Pat Feehan who taught her that idealism and realism can be the same thing if you know how to identify resources and take steps towards success.
Andrew Grimball.
Andrew has a degree in art history from the University of Virginia and is currently a graduate assistant at USC. And his career objective is to work in the field of strategic intelligence.
Benjamin Higgins.
Ben has a degree in English language and literature from Winthrop University and is currently working in Richland County School District 1 as a substitute teacher and has an objective of becoming a school library media specialist. And it's Dr. Shannon who supported him through those rigors of school library media program.
Jessica Cohout.
Jessica has a degree from Wofford College and is currently working at A.J. Lewis Greenview Elementary as the media specialist in Richland 1, but is excited to be the new media specialist for the new Meadow Glen Middle School in Lexington 1 starting this August. Congratulations on that.
Abigail Mann, in absentia.
Abigail is currently working at RCPL in the Children's Library.
Aileen Marshall, in absentia.
Aileen is working right now at the U.S. Department of Transportation in Alexandria, Virginia, and is working on her dual citizenship with the goal of joining the intelligence community.
Abigail Mann, in absentia.
Abigail is currently working at RCPL in the Children's Library.
Aileen Marshall, in absentia.
Aileen is working right now at the U.S. Department of Transportation in Alexandria, Virginia, and is working on her dual citizenship with the goal of joining the intelligence community.
Karen Miller.
Karen has a degree from Furman in English and is right now a full-time student in our doctoral program.
Sarah Mason Rosensteel, in absentia.
Sarah has a degree in English Literature, Art History, and is seeking a position, but working as an independent consultant. She's not with us tonight because she just had a baby. And she wanted to thank Dr. Sam and Dr. Lewis for their guidance.
Constanza Shire, in absentia.
Connie is working at Columbia College as a reference librarian, but hopes to become a school librarian and an advocate for our profession.
Anna Zackrell.
Anna has a degree from George Mason University and is right now working at RCPL as a substitute librarian. So those are initiates, but I guess now we would like to congratulate you as members of Beta Phi Mu. Congratulations.
We have several awards to give out tonight. The first is the William M. Trafton III. This award goes to the Outstanding Student for Leadership. And tonight, we're giving that to Meredith Keeter. Where's Meredith? Meredith is a native of South Carolina and received her BA in English with a teaching certification from Winthrop. After deciding that the library and not the classroom was the place for her, she enrolled in the MLIS program with a concentration in school library media. She has a graduate assistantship with Dr. Karen Gavigan, and Karen's here. There, yay. And she served on the library, the LISA Student Association Board. Congratulations, Meredith. Okay, and our next award is the Wayne S. Yenowin, the very first dean of the college, and this is the Distinguished Student Award. And this award goes to Sarah Berrygow, and well-deserved for her leadership. You know where she graduated currently, what she's doing, so come on up here and get your plaque. This is the John Olsgaard Award, and it's the Distinguished Service Award. And this year, the big plaque goes to our good friend Jack Bryant. All that nice furniture in our conference room, that's all from Jack. He was born in Geneva, New York. He received his BA from the State University of New York in Plattsburgh. He earned his Master's of Librarianship in, anybody want to guess? 1974. And his specialist in 1986, and served as the librarian and information specialist for the Attorney General of the state of South Carolina for his career, and has continued to influence our students. And one of the major reasons he came to USC was Frank McGuire's nationally recognized basketball program. Now he has to stay to see how our new coach does. And our next award, named for William Summers, the second dean of our school. This is the Outstanding Alumni Award. And this goes to Brad Lujunas. Lujunas? Who did this? Lujunas? Okay, good. But he wasn't able to join us tonight because he's on a sales circuit. He's president and co-founder of Equinox Software. It's a leading open source software provider and the provider of what we use in this state, which is Evergreen. He obtained his BA from USC in 1999, his MLIS in 2001. And while working at the Georgia Public Library Service, he developed the Evergreen Integrated Library System.
On behalf of the LISA officers and chairs, I would like like to thank Ms. Delton for everything she has done for us over the past year. From meeting spaces for our bi-monthly list of meetings and colloquium series, sometimes at the last minute, her forgetfulness, to coordinating calendar sales, teaching us how to do graduation and orientation planning, leading us in the organization of events such as Unshelved and InfoCamp, facilitating Lissa's communications with other U.S. officers, and overall making sure we're doing everything we need to do. For everything you have done, we thank you. Your contributions in the way of meetings, emails, and phone calls have helped us so much, and because of this, we would like to begin a new tradition of giving the Carolyn Delton Service Appreciation Award.
Lissa created the award to recognize and honor the contribution that Ms. Delton makes to all of the SLIS students. And we went through a big litany of what she's done for Lissa specifically this year, but I know for a fact that Ms. Delton does numerous individual acts of kindness and service to Lissa students on an almost daily basis. Carolyn is largely, unfortunately, unrecognized for these efforts, and we wanted to change that. Further, we wanted to make sure that it was in a form as awesome as that of Ms. Delton herself. Rather than giving Ms. Delton an award, we've decided to honor her by creating an award in her honor. So instead of giving her an individual award, we're going to give an award. It's not our intention that this award is necessarily given out every year, but if it is, that's great, because that means that the students are getting service that's above and beyond what's called for. And so when staff or faculty goes above and beyond the duty, just as Ms. Delton regularly does, Lissa will issue these awards. For its inaugural award, we selected 2 members of the SLIS faculty and 1 member of the SLIS staff. And we did so because they were integral in the planning of a major event this year, but also because they've gone above and beyond the call of duty numerous times outside of the singular instance to help SLIS students. At this point, we'd like to invite Dr. Ron Brown, Dr. Elise Lewis, and Mr. Andy Thomas up to the front to receive the award. So, while many of the faculty here will know Mr. Thomas, and I saw a few of the undergraduates here, they'll know Mr. Thomas as well. He might not be as well known to many of the graduate students that make up the School of Library and Information Science. We've chosen him in large part for his work with InfoCamp, but also because of his work with the undergraduate population, and also his popularizing of the career options available to SLIS grads. I know many of you have seen his flyers posted around Davis. I know that I see them all the time when I go in the men's bathroom. And of course, we're recognizing for his extensive work on InfoCamp and his continuing commitment to the InfoCamp project here at USC. Without Andy, I'm quite sure that InfoCamp wouldn't have happened at all, and I know that it wouldn't be happening in 2013 when we're bringing it back, in large part due to Dr. Brown and Elise Lewis's work. Just as important in InfoCamp was Dr. Ron Brown. Dr. Brown went to as many or more of the planning meetings involved in InfoCamp as anybody else did, including myself, which was quite a feat. His commitment to InfoCamp was really appreciated, and we're recognizing him for this commitment, and also his commitment to his students. While Dr. Brown is best known for tossing lots of science fiction references into his lectures, which I appreciate, Dr. Brown should also be known as somebody who goes out of his way to help his students. And as somebody who's benefited from his concern, I can tell you that this means a lot to the students whose lives he touches in this way. And so we're very pleased to be recognizing Dr. Brown today. We're also proud to recognize Dr. Elise Lewis for her work for InfoCamp. Dr. Lewis was one of InfoCamp's most enthusiastic and earliest backers, and her work at InfoCamp was super important for helping make it a strong success. Dr. Lewis should also be recognized for the assistance and help that she gives to her students. I've never had Dr. Lewis as a professor, but I consider her extremely integral to my education here at SLIS. And I think that says something about a professor when you haven't had a class with her, and yet your education wouldn't have been the same without them. And I know that there are other students who have both had her classes and haven't had her classes who feel the exact same way about her. Through her outreach to students, she's one of the many SLIS faculty and staff who go out of the way to make Davis a community, not just a school, which is pretty amazing considering that the program at this point is largely digital. So thank you all for your achievements.